Welcome to Faithfully Us, a space where faith meets family and quiet voices are heard. If you're looking for encouragement and real talk, you're in the right place. Let's walk this journey together. Hi, welcome back to Faithfully Us, episode number 2.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. This is fun. This is exciting. Today we're going to talk about what it's like being Antiguan in America, what it's like being a person from the Caribbean in America. And disclaimer, right? This is just our experience, and we can't speak for anybody else or any other countries in the Caribbean or anything like that. This is just our unique experience and what we have to talk about. Manners in Antigua is a little different from manners in America, right? And I thought back to when I first moved here. So one of the things that we did back home was you're walking by somebody's house or you're going into a store. You always address the people, right? Whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. You address anybody. You're walking in the street, like you say something, like you don't keep your mouth closed. And when I moved to Jersey, I would be walking to the bodega, and I would walk past people and I would say, good morning. And they would stare at me. Nobody would respond back to me. I would walk past.
Oh, they look at you.
They look at me weird. Like, why are you talking to me? Right. You know,
tell me good morning. What is this?
Like, I would see people sitting on their porches and I'm walking past them. It's like, good morning, zip. I got nothing. And they would just stare at me. And I remember telling my aunt this, and she's like, yeah, don't talk to people. She's like, don't talk to people. You know, that's not a thing. You just put your head down. And I don't know if it's a Jersey City thing, because everybody's just, it's kind of go.
It's not a Jersey City thing.
Yeah.
I remember when I moved here, everyone was looking at me weird. I used to say good morning, good afternoon.
Yep.
And it'll take people like, huh?
Yeah.
And then I know the biggest thing was good night, because we used to say good night, and I see you walking into a store, you walking anywhere. I never said good evening. I said good night to everybody. So you walk.
Well, what if it's like 5-6 o'clock? I would say good evening. No?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I'm talking about like it's nighttime, it's dark, and then you see like a lady on the road or something. You say good night. Here it's like extra weird, because good night is like you're telling somebody good night, you're going to bed.
You're going to bed, yeah.
And I remember getting the weirdest look. And so it was just weird. It's just mannerisms that we have, things that we say.
And that was hard for me to kind of, and I mean, it took me a little while to figure it out. So now, like if I'm somewhere and somebody says good morning, it's like, oh, who said that? Good morning. Hi, good morning. You know, but I think I think good morning is it's more okay.
Yeah. It's more universal. Everyone's being chicken, I guess.
But I will say it's weird. Like I said, you know, growing up, you address people. You know, if somebody comes into the workplace, you address them. But I've been in workspaces where, you know, I'm sitting at my cubicle or whatever, and somebody is sitting next to me, and they just come in and like throw their bags down and don't say anything. And it's just the weirdest thing. Now I get, you know, not talking to a stranger, but I'm your coworker. You don't even say good morning. And not in everywhere I work, but in a lot of times they just come in, throw their stuff down, and just start working. And I would have to be the one to say, good morning, how are you?
So with me, in my late teenage years and first entering the job force and professional things and stuff like that, I was a lot quieter. So, and I didn't want to put any attention to myself or anything. I wanted to go in and go to like the back of the room, or go to the side, or go to a chair. So I would read the room, and then I would kind of just judge by how everyone else, if everyone's quiet or off to themselves, I would just kind of just go in quietly.
Okay.
But then there'll be other times where like you'd walk in and people like, good morning, how are you? And then you'll just judge from that energy. But now I don't care, because like the person I am now, I'm like, hey, I want everybody to be, that's not me. I want to say, hey, good morning, how you doing? Present myself, stuff like that. So right now I feel as though with me growing as a professional, that's the type of person I am. I will say good morning regardless of how I feel. And address people.
No, same. And then, you know, I think we just have to also get used to the fact that we may not get an answer back.
So how have you been holding on to your culture or Antiguan culture since you've been here? How did you handle it then? Is it harder now? How do you approach it now? Well, culture, steel pan, calypso, cricket. For some people, carnival.
Carnival growing up was different than what carnival is now, right? Carnival is a celebration, right? And growing up, it was steel pan, it was stilt walkers, it was makajumbi, right? It was people just did like these elegant these elegant costumes that they would wear, and they would be, in my opinion, clothed nicely.
It wasn't always that way, no.
Now,
Some stuff.
now, but then I feel like, my mom and I would go and then we would see all these things. To me, it was more along the lines of storytelling, right? Like, so you have these stilt walkers and they're doing all these things. It's like, oh, I'm following the stories.
Yeah.
There's these people in
Freedom
like,
from slavery and stuff like that.
there's these people in costumes and it's like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? They're running away. It was storytelling. And then there was like, I could remember like the costumes that they had on, like beautiful wings and vibrant colors, right? And now I just feel like a lot of it's like, how naked can we get? How it was to how it is now is different, and that's not something I want to partake in.
That was culture within culture, though, because like even though that was part of the culture, that wasn't your culture.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's like it wasn't how we grew up. It wasn't what we went to and stuff like that. It's worse.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a combination of everything. Because like once something goes a little bit, then it gets a little bit worse, just like anything. I do remember the costumes. The costumes were, you would say, more wholesome.
Yes, wholesome.
But
yes.
they were snippets and areas where they were pushing the envelope, and there were it was like what it is now, but it wasn't as wide ranging.
I don't know.
I remember that specifically.
Yeah, okay.
So
do you think, let me ask you this question. Do you think we are teaching our children our culture?
So I think yes, because it's who we are. And especially with how we speak and stuff at home, because even with the kids trying to say
dialect words,
how you say it,
yeah.
So I think yes, and with them going back home to Antigua and visiting, I know our youngest hasn't been back home as yet.
Yeah, not yet.
They see the culture. They get to experience foods and stuff that we eat back home. They get to experience the beaches or family. I think they just naturally get it. I think it's just how often you get to do those things, because I feel as though we don't get to specifically say, hey, this is our culture, we're doing this, because of how busy we are, and we're trying to survive, and we're trying to get things done, and then we're tired, and then all that stuff coming together. It's kind of like, oh, we're not like intentionally able to do stuff. But I think with us being who we are and being so
rooted,
yes, they will experience it, but maybe not in a way where we're like, okay, this is this. This is our food. We're eating this right now, and stuff like that. So,
but then also it's okay, where do I find the stuff, like the good stuff, right? Like, where can I find the spinach that grows in Antigua, right? Where can I find saltfish? Yeah. So I think that, and it's like, it's a lot of work to try to find it. And because I've said, like, I want to do, I think I said, like, at least once a month, I want to cook something from back home and give it to the kids so they can try. But, we have like we work full time. It's a lot. We have 3 children. There's homework. There's concerts, there's parent teacher conferences like today. There's a lot happening in our lives.
Honestly, if we need second jobs.
Yeah, right. Trying to have a second job. And then Kamoy and I work different schedules as well, right? So he works nights, I work days. It's just a lot happening all at once. So it's a lot of work. I also think a lot of our culture comes from us because, we don't see a lot of Antiguans in Colorado. Jamaicans, yes. Trinidadians, some.
Wait, Antigua isn't in Jamaica?
Antigua is not in Jamaica, guys. In Colorado, we've seen a lot. There's a lot of Jamaican places, a lot of Jamaican restaurants, a lot of Jamaican people.
Yeah. What's the difference between Antiguans and Jamaicans?
We're 2 different countries. There's 2 separate identities, 2 different countries, different accents. I mean, our dialect is different. Our food, like our national foods are different. There's just different things. But we love going to Jamaican restaurants because it's different, but similar, right? It's close enough to what we have back home.
How did you go about fitting in when you first came here?
One of the things I did to fit in, especially when I was in Jersey City, is I talked American, right? Like I didn't want people to know where I was from. I didn't want to ask questions because some of the stuff these kids said, was just so
Yeah.
uncalled for and just so.
Did you have clothes?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Did you
Did
live
you live
around
in
naked?
Yeah, did you live in a hut? Like it's just like silly things like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want people asking me questions. So I just developed this American accent,
Yeah.
right? My family, I have family in Jersey. So when we all got together, we all sounded Antiguan, right? When I went home, Antiguan. As soon as I came back to America, my accent is gone because I wanted to
Did you do it on purpose though?
yeah,
Like when you went home, it switched, and then when you came back, it
I don't
switched it again. Because for me, I feel as though with me, well, I don't know. I feel like I try to sound American more because it's not as natural.
Mhm.
But then I feel like when I go home,
It's hard.
yeah, because I kind of have to like think about what I'm saying and not to say it the American way or spell it the American way in my mind. So it comes out more into because I don't want to be like, oh, who this American sounding
Yeah. But
or
mine is the opposite.
yeah.
As soon as my foot gets off the plane and touches the
Yeah.
Antiguan soil, immediately my Antiguan accent
Yeah.
comes back. But it's harder for me when I come back.
Mm.
So like I'm in Miami and I'm coming back to Colorado and I'm in the airport. It's hard. Like I
Mm.
have to my brain actively has to work to say sound American, sound American,
Yeah.
sound American. The Antiguan accent is easy to me. The coming back from that,
Yeah.
the American accent is hard. But once I'm
I hear
here,
you.
it's fine.
But even with me, like I feel as though like here right now, being in America, I feel as though I sound American when talking to people. But then, for instance, I record myself and I listen. I'm like, oh, I don't sound American at all. I can hear Antiguan,
It's
but
it's not fully American, I guess. There's
mhm,
an accent there, but what is it?
yeah, a lot of people just go straight to New York. So I guess because I guess how I say things is heavily influenced by New
New
York and
York.
my short stint when I was in New York and everything.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of East Coasters, they can pick it out a lot easier than anyone from Colorado. And I think that's how I sounded more American here is that I over
Yeah.
enunciated everything
Yeah.
because I wanted to make sure I was pronouncing it the way that they understood.
Yeah.
So I think that's how that's really how I did it because a lot of times friends would tell me, you need to enunciate better. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, what does that
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm talking how I'm supposed to be talking.
Yeah.
So yeah. How do you feel as though you fit in now? What do you do to fit in now? Do you try to fit in? Is it, I don't know, is it natural? Do you feel as though you fit in?
I think I'm just me, right? Like this is me, take it or leave it. I like what I like. I wear what I wear.
Mm.
This is just kind of me, so I don't really care about fitting in. The one thing I think I don't do much of is talk much about and I don't like people asking me questions about. So unless we're really really close and you have like a question or something, great. But I don't like people I'm not gonna go into detail about
I
my,
think it's
you know.
because a lot of people when they find out they want, for instance, they're like, say something Antiguan or say
Yeah.
something or I don't know. They just want you to go,
Let me hear
oh,
your accent.
yeah.
Say something, you
So
know.
it's like,
I just I don't like people in my business. Like even random people, like, oh my gosh, I hear an accent. Where are you from? And I'm like, well, I've been in Colorado a long time. I don't, I don't know. I don't know.
and then I'll start telling them.
Yeah, and it's like, okay,
I
I'm
was like,
just
be
gonna
quiet.
walk away.
I
Like
said,
I
oh,
don't.
we're from, and then she goes into we've been here for a while, and then I
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay.
if it's a random person, a random conversation, we don't need to get it. Because then the question is, oh, what brought you guys here? And then how did?
Especially now, like I have to tiptoe around that question because I don't know people's motives for asking.
Yeah.
So I don't know what their whole thing is about immigration and stuff like that. So I'm like, I tiptoe
Yeah.
around that.
What about you? Do you think you changed at
So
all?
I feel like at first it didn't matter because I couldn't fit in
Mm-hmm.
because I just couldn't. And like I was just trying to learn everything. Every day was just a constant learning experience. It didn't matter what I did, like where we went to eat, how I spoke, how I approached people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just a constant learning experience. So it was really hard until I figured out what I had to do to fit in.
And what was that?
And I think at first it was just not talk.
Mhm.
So I was
Okay.
like extra quiet, and
Quiet
then I
kid.
didn't want to say anything
Yeah.
because that would give away that I wasn't from here and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So then that led into me just trying to, I guess, mimic like how Americans spoke and then
Mhm.
behaved
Yep.
and so that even though you can tell that guy is different. It's like, oh, okay,
He's
he
just,
just
yeah,
he's
he's
just
just
a guy.
quiet, quit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think now I don't really seem kind of same as you. I am who I am.
Mhm.
Like I don't really care about fitting in. And I've seen that a lot of times when you try to fit in, you still don't fit in anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why try to fit in when you don't fit in?
I,
So
also controversial take. Colorado is a very interesting place for Black people. So I feel like no matter what I do, no matter what we do, we still won't fit in. So I'm just gonna be me, and
yeah,
this is how I am. This is the music I like. This is how I like to dress. This is things that I like to eat. You know what I mean? So this is us, and
yeah,
this is what you're gonna
yeah.
get.
It's like we're not. I feel like we love people, and I feel like it's weird because we're introverted on different levels, but we love people and we love interacting with people. We like to be good to people, and we are good to people. And we try to be good to people,
Yeah.
but then at times it's hard because we feel as though we don't get that in return at
Yes.
times,
Yeah.
and we have to make that not affect how we see people
And
and things
treat
of that
people.
sort. So,
Yeah.
and I think it depends on where you are. A lot of people deal with that, but it's just interesting because you're like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess everyone isn't the same as us.
Yeah.
Everyone don't view things the way we view it, so we just have to
Absolutely.
move on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Keep being us, and then just it is what it is. But going back to the culture question, I think that we both should try to be better with the kids, and just kind of whether it's, hey, let's watch a video on Antiguan history, or the start of steel pan. What is
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean? I think we should be better at trying to do something like that.
Subscription to Willow so we can watch cricket.
What is cricket?
Cricket is the best sport in the world. And cricket was my first love.
Yeah.
I still think cricket is the best sport, even though I love other sports. I love football, I love basketball, stuff like that. But cricket, you can't say anything bad to me about
Yeah.
cricket.
And no,
So,
maybe we should have them watch cricket and just kind of explain and stuff. But I think we could be better with cultural things. And but then here's something interesting though. Like, how does that, we're Black in America, right? Like, our kids are Black American,
mm,
right? We, Kamoy and I, are Black in America,
yeah.
right? Our kids are fully Black American. So there's this thing that Kamoy and I have we said we will talk about, but it's a fine line though, because our background, the parents are from the Caribbean, right? So what do we teach our kids? For example, I went out with some girlfriends, and we went to a peach cobbler place. I've never had peach cobbler. They were like, "What?" But that makes sense to me because I didn't grow up here. This is not my culture. But it's like, should I teach my kids about peach cobbler? Peach cobbler?
Yeah.
What about chitlins? You know what I mean? Like, what else? Pumpkin pie. I don't
There's a
like
whole
I
there's
don't
a
like
whole
pies.
there's a whole bunch of different stuff.
There's a lot of
That
different
yeah.
things that spades, playing spades. I
Yeah.
don't know how to
We
play
don't know how to
spades
play
because that's
spades.
not something that we grew up with, right? But it's like, do we teach our kids that? Do we teach our kids, these line dances and all these things?
Yeah.
Because we did not grow up with this.
Yeah.
So how do we, teach them? It's like, what else
Yeah.
do we teach them? So
Yeah.
it's just an interesting dynamic for us as parents, not being American, right? We're Black in America, but we're not American. So it's just an interesting space because we want our kids to have identity and culture, right? Like, is it Antiguan culture? Is it Black American culture?
I think it's
What
important for them to learn both.
both. I
Yeah.
agree. But what is Black American
Yeah.
culture? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it's just an interesting space that we're in right now. I thank you so much for joining us. Please like, follow, comment, share. If there's something that you want to know about us, about Antigua, about, our kids and what they think about certain things, please let us know. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.